Okay, so everybody's first contract should be the Alpha Gorse elimination mission. It's Vector 5. Not too hard, gets you accustomed to the game. Yeah, so any red zones you see, you're gonna want to dash and try to avoid that. So Zero has a skill called the Photon Bolt, and it's knockback and hits multiple enemies. It's a great opener. His primary weapon is like a laser beam, and it can pass through multiple enemies. Okay, so this is, I guess we would call an elite. If you're familiar with Diablo 3 and other games like that, it's kind of a small mini boss with its own health bar. It's not the final boss that you fight, although it is an Alpha Gorse, it's not the final boss. Not too difficult. He spawns little lasers around him that will hurt you if you get in contact with them, and then they drop a chest at the end, and you see there we get some credits and some radioactive fruits, and picking our next skill right now. And I always go for the enhanced healing kit. You just get double the healing. So you see right there we heal for about 1500. And around the map, there'll be hidden chests and loot and stuff, so I always like to check the corners and not just go directly towards the final destination. Again, we open with the photon bolt, and I'll probably lay down a trap right there. And for the laser, the damage is increased, or it does its max damage if the tip hits him. Also, while you're dashing, Zero gains a buff for a few seconds that lets him do more damage. So that's why you constantly see me dashing, to keep up that buff. So I'm doing the ultimate TPS as much as possible. And hit level 3, stats increase, no skill points. You get them at every even level, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. Picking up DNA, and you can use those at the vendor to trade in for these little buffs. Again, open with the photon bolt, and then I lay a trap down when I'm next to them, hits multiple enemies and stunning them. Okay, here's one of the vendors. Healing pack, fast recovery, force field, or the armor. I usually go for the quick dodge. Lets me get out of harm's way and keep my buff up faster. And being mobile in this game is super, super important. You're constantly kiting enemies and dodging environmental hazards, enemy projectiles and such. Alright, so level 4. And we're gonna choose the overcharge laser over everything else because that's just way more DPS, and you're gonna be attacking probably 90%, 99% of the game, so why not? See how So you can tell when you get the buff on by the large laser beam. You notice sometimes my beam turns a different color. It's because I have, I think on the countercom rifle, and it does, one of its special perks is it does more damage if you hit 3 or more enemies. I think it does 120% more damage if it goes past 3 or more enemies. And again, I'm just checking the top corner to see if there are any loots up here. Gotta hate those rod things. In later levels, you'll have just a mass of those little rod things, and when they go off, they damage you for a ton. 1 or 2 not so bad, but when the whole floor is littered with them, and there's enemies everywhere, it can get kind of hectic trying to avoid those. I mean, you can kill them, get rid of them, but they just have a large health pool, so I don't even bother. But for like harder missions and better missions, I'll take my time and be careful and eliminate them all. Plus with 0, if you do damage to them, your energy bar kind of refills, or it does refill, so that you can drop down more medpacks. And that's a spot where another sometimes chest will spawn. On higher missions, you get more loot drops or loot spawns. Like I said right here, those, I don't know, turret things are a pain in the butt. On higher levels they do way more damage. But since this is only Vector 5 level, I don't have to worry about them too much. And taking damage isn't that big of a deal. These guys I believe are called Dolums. You fight them as contract missions. So we get another skill, and going with Event Horizon. When I play solo, I'll go for Event Horizon. It shoots a large orb that does damage to the enemies. Over the self-medication perk, which is healing. It drops 5 pills that grants you random buffs. And I find that when you're still learning the game, to go with that, it's kind of more of a safety net until you're comfortable and know what you're doing. So it just gives you, so the pills give you extra heals. It makes you survive longer. Here's a place where another drop might be. Normally, every contract there'll be 2 places where the vendors are, from what I found. So this is the second one. I don't take anything because I don't really need it. And the DNA you save up at the end of the mission will convert into credit. So if you have 600 DNA saved up, it'll convert into 300 credits. So it's always half. So yeah, I love using the photon bolt as an opener. Alright, level 8, go with healing area. Doubles the healing you do, and if you're playing with co-op, anyone who picks it up, there'll be a small ring around and you get healed. You get multiple healing. Or you can heal your allies within the circle. So it is a must for co-op. So there you can see me using the photon or the event horizon. Didn't last too long because I don't know, it's better against mobs. See, I dashed and then I waste. 0 only has 1 dash, so you gotta time it right or else you can't dash again for a couple seconds and then you get hit. So not too hard. So, kite the boss, dodge, and missed that one, but don't really care because there we go. Got some credit, and that looks like a support mod. So there I am using the counter comm. Got some perks that unlocked for it. And that is your first contract. Not too bad. Play it a couple times until you get the hang of the mechanics of Killsquad, and you'll be great. If you like the video, leave me a like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll be putting up more Killsquad video because I really like this game so far.